Okay. So still in the same spot. So now we'll use state to, and then I'll go straight from this example. Set break. By convention, I'm using the variable and then set variable name capitalized. This is totally by convention. And okay, break must be a keyword. Yeah, break must be a keyword. So by convention, the variable by convention and use state, you have your variable and then your function that sets the variable that changes the state of the variable. The name is usually variable, and then your set variable is set capital variable name, and then you state this is your default state. So at default or by default, breaks is going to equal blank. Let's see. And then I'm gonna make the value of this. Yeah, we'll make it because those are the breaks. Break it up, break it up, break it up, get down. And then this is a change event. So every time I change it, I want to retrieve make it difficult. Every time I change, I want to retrieve my event. And then this E is short for event. So I'll just, so the change. So I want to, every single time I change it, set my breaks or set my breaks variable. I'm using this function to actually change the state to the value that I put inside of my function right here. I mean, of my text box. So now, when let me make sure. Okay. So now when I enter, I'm handling the change in here dynamically. So I'm updating the state dynamically. Now we still have this refreshing going on, which we do not want. We want it to not refresh. So we want to control when it refreshes anyway. And that's where we add something called into this form. Well, we're going to handle the submit. So whenever we submit, which is in this case, pressing return. Yeah. There you go. We're going to take our event, which is your submit event. Like a beam. We gotta, so event dot prevent default. This will do, this prevent default. Oh, there you go. Executing event listed with the passive set to false, signals to the operation that caused the event to be dispatched that it needs to be canceled. Basically, it's going to keep it from refreshing, is what that's saying right there. And then we want to alert. Let's see.
And just for some quick context, the reason it's refreshing is because it's inside of a form. So anything inside of a form tag, it refreshes whenever like the form is like normally when it's submitted, but it looks like it's doing it whenever something changes as well. But yeah, that's the reason why we'll do that event dot prevent default. And we'll go over like how to avoid the whole event dot prevent default a little bit later. So, but yeah, you can continue.
Right on. Thank you.
One quick thing, y'all. Are those hyphens in your handle submit function?
One more time. Handle
In
submit.
yeah, is that a hyphen or equal sign?
Oh, it's the equal sign. It's
Oh,
not.
okay, my bad.
Let's see if we can. Can I zoom in? Can I zoom in? Can I zoom in? No zoom in. No zoom in. Okay. I don't know how to control the size on this. That's interesting. I'm going to have to figure that out. But no, these are equal signs. So it's a regular function. This is a handle submit function in which I'm passing in an event and using that event to keep the form from refreshing. I haven't done that yet, and this will be on submit. So when I press enter, I almost spelled submit wrong. I'm going to do my handle submit. Start copy and pasting like I'm supposed to. I'm going to start using my handle submit. So this is an event listener. This is the function that prevents the event from doing exactly what it's supposed to do. It just cancels it. It cancels out the event. So it keeps it from submitting. I'm controlling the submittal process, or what the submit does, by alerting that, these in fact are the breaks. And then I'll show you. See, these in fact are the breaks. Break it up, break it up, break it up, get down. So yeah, now it doesn't refresh every single time. Every single time that I submit the form, and I can get my output, and I can dynamically change my output if I wanted to. I could put this on a timer to every single time that I enter something, it'll show me this, and then it'll erase what is in here. So it'll be what event.target.value will equal 0 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Or I could set the value of this form to 0. But what's that breaks to 0? And so then I'll run this after some set timeout function, then I'll set it to 0. And I think I would pass that in here dynamically. Matter of fact, let's try that. Why not? Actually, I want to try set value. Make sure to do that. So I'll be doing let's make this look a little different, because I'll get confused if I don't. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to create a set timeout function, and I want to see if it'll delete after X amount of time. So I want to, and this may actually not work, and I have a strong feeling it won't work exactly like I want it to, for a specific reason. But yeah, well, let me see. Oh, reachable code, because it's the second line, then whatchamacallit. So I would have to do this. Set breaks, then run the set timeout function, which will set breaks function to blank. Let's see if that works. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought it would do. So now I can't type anything in here, because what it's doing is, as soon as I put it in there, it is erasing it. Now, even if I put a timer on it, let's say 4 seconds, oh, save it. After 4 seconds of typing, it's gonna erase. Yeah,
And I
so
don't
this is, go
that
ahead.
return statement, I don't think you need the return, and that may be what's messing it up right now.
Really?
You can,
See.
and
Another problem.
actually, that wasn't. So what was happening? Actually, I'll let y'all think about what was happening just now. Could you demonstrate that one more time? And you can keep the return off.
Yeah,
No,
and I know,
you
so
can,
what's happening,
yeah,
what's happening,
take the
go
return
ahead.
out. We don't need the return.
I'll take it out. Okay.
Yeah, it's going to do the exact same thing without the return.
And actually, yeah, I wanted to see that. So what it's doing, and I'll tell you exactly what it's doing. Yeah, there you go. So what it's doing is, after 4 seconds of typing, as soon as I change this, so on change, this is gonna run. As soon as I change something, now my 4-second timer has started. Because my 4-second timer has started, and every time this change, every time I type in a letter, I've reactivated this event multiple times. So I've activated that event 3 times with 3 letters. So I've run through set breaks. I've changed the value of this 3 times with each letter. And I've also erased it or set it to blank 3 times. So that's 3, wait 4 seconds. See, that's why it deleted again, because and every time I type something, it's gonna continue to run that set timeout function. So now it's gonna constantly do that until after every single button press that I've done, is gonna run through this function. Once this function has completed running, then it'll go back to normal where I can type something. And then it's gonna rerun this function 1 to like 5 times. So it's gonna set this to blank 5 times. So that's the reason why it's having that problem. That's probably the way to fix it, but we're looking at forms today. So we'll
Yeah, the way
just,
to fix it, if anybody's curious, is to use something called a debounce. So basically, whenever you type, it'll track whenever you stop typing, and whenever you stop typing after a certain amount of seconds, it'll run the function instead of like running that function every single time you make a change.
you
But
said debounce?
yeah, debounce. It's either called debounce or throttling. There's a specific difference between the two. Yeah, throttling and debouncing. And or they have a hook for it. Yeah, debounce. Yeah. So if you look up both, yeah. And this is something that you'll use. You know how like you search something on Google and like you get some results that come back. So whenever you're searching on Google, I guess the very first time you type something, you get something that populates in like the drop down. It starts to guess what you want to search, but then after that, you have to keep. I think you have to keep typing. Let me see if Google works like that. But some search boxes work where you have to keep typing, and only whenever you stop typing is when it guesses what you're trying to do. Google, it looked like it do it instantly, but yeah, I'm on Google right now, but yeah, they must be just really fast with it, to be honest. But yeah, throttling and debouncing is how you control that.
That's cool. Okay. So it waits a certain amount of time after you type, which is value. No, that's not
So
value.
this one, let me say it does value plus one. It says on click to throttle use ref throttle. I'm not sure what they're trying to do here. I'm not sure what throttle is. It looks like it's done after every 1 second, but throttle that must be brought in somewhere. It looked like that's probably some outside package or something.
Oh yeah, Lodash.
Okay,
I
yeah,
think Lodash is where it's bringing it in at.
okay.
Yeah,
Yes,
gotta
yeah,
make it from
Lodash.
Lodash.
Cool. Yeah. So that's how they do it then.
Yeah. Oh no, I didn't want to do that either way. So yeah, so that's pretty much form. And then you can do this with different type of forms. You can do it with a drop down. You'll handle your refresh the same way. You can do it with what? You can do it with your forms, you can do it with your inputs, uh text areas, they're all pretty much going to be the same. You'll set the value to whatever value you've inputted, your input value here, and that value will be read once the form is submitted. So you'll handle the submit by preventing the default action, and then you'll run whatever desired output you want to run. So now you're controlling the actions of the form, the function of the form, instead of it being allowed to act in its default manner. That's all that this is pretty much doing. What select, it gets a little different. And then I'll just show this value actually. We'll just run this straight from, I'll just do this straight from my example. Now this is gonna get a little wonky, so buckle up. Cause yeah, this gets ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. This is just funky. You'll see what I mean momentarily. Once again, just give me one moment. Let's see if I can, because I'm gonna have to bring in variables and such. If anybody sees any errors, please feel free to make your corrections. So I need my constants from target. Boom.
What was you trying to do? I think I missed what you was trying to do.
Oh, show how the handle submit is pretty much the same. So I'll do this, which will probably be much.
Option is not defined. So it's form line 22.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you trying to do the all right, so let me what's it called? I'm a take over actually. Let me, because I'm looking at the time and it's
Oh no,
already,
do you think?
yeah, it's already 11:16. You did a good job with a lot of that stuff. Thoroughly went over everything. But I'm a quickly go back over from the beginning, and I'm gonna give quick examples of like how this stuff is, how stuff works. But you definitely went over it at a good amount of it. So yeah, so good job with that.
Yeah, good job, Joe.
Yeah.
I appreciate you all. Thank you. All right, cool. In that case, I will.
I was laughing at that George of the Jungle reference though.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
The theme
Watch out
song
for
was
that
playing in my
tree.
head.
Like that's exactly that's exactly where I got it from.